I don't really want to make this video. So before I really get into what I want to talk about today, I need to kind of preface this with the fact that sometimes when we find news, it's always important to make sure that it's true, to make sure that it's factual. Whether it's good news or bad news, whatever, it's important to know that it's real news and not some rumor or anything misguiding. And I think that that's important to keep in mind when we're about to talk about what we're about to talk about. Today we're going to be talking about some news that's kind of come up surrounding Scott Cawthon recently, and by recently I mean like literally less than an hour ago. I was one of the first people to see this. It was a Reddit post on the official FNAF subreddit, and basically it had uncovered that Scott Cawthon has done some donations recently, actually so far as 5 years ago, that we just didn't really know about. Now this isn't anything new. He's done a lot of donations in the past. He's proven himself to be a pretty generous individual, to say the least. He's donated, probably most notably, about $500,000 to St. Jude Cancer Research Hospital, which is huge. And he's done other stuff as well, smaller donations, and just, this is something that he's done before. The difference is where he's been donating this money to. Scott Cawthon has donated $7,000 to the Republican Party of the United States. It could be a different Scott Cawthon, but the fact that this listing says he lives in Texas and is a game developer narrows it down quite a bit. I don't know how many game developers living in Texas named Scott Cawthon there could be. So I think we can safely say this is him. Not even just Texas in general, the specific town that we know he's lived in. In total, he's donated $7,000 total and $2,000 to Donald Trump specifically. And there was a very mixed response to this. The post was taken down very soon. I don't like the fact that we've started snooping on this man's donations to places. That doesn't rub me the right way, but the fact that this is out there now, and with the response it's gotten, while I at first didn't really want to make a video on the topic because I didn't want to really spread this at all, there's been some very bad responses to it, and I want to talk about it, and I want to make sure that this is handled in the right way. There's been a lot of people saying that Scott should not be donating money to these people. There are a lot of people telling him what he should be doing. I won't name names, but in that post there have been people who've completely denounced being a fan of this guy because of this. Here's my point on this. I don't think it's anyone's place to judge where Scott donates money, to judge who he supports, and certainly not to make assumptions about who he is based on that. He's proven himself several times to be a nice person and to be a good person, and now there's been a lot of people who have turned on him completely. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people who on that post specifically were still supporting him and who were defending him against these people. But the negative response is kind of worrying. Like, I get if you don't support someone and you find out someone you look up to does, it can kind of hurt, and I get that. But purely because of this fact, people have now started to turn on Scott completely, and I don't think that that's fair. We know who he is, and we know he's a good person. If he actually did something wrong, that would be an entirely different story, and I'm sure he has. I'm not saying he's perfect. Nobody is. I'm sure he's done bad things in the past, and I'm sure he will in the future as well. Just like I will, just like you will. But just donating money, and if it's to a cause that he thinks is worthy of it, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to get all preachy or anything, and I don't want to tell you how to do anything, but I could see this spiraling out of control, and I could see it ending up with almost a cancellation scenario where his career could end up being destroyed. It's happened over less things. And I don't think that that's right. I don't think that he deserves that, and so at the risk of sounding preachy, I do think that this is a video I need to make, even if it isn't like my normal videos at all. The excuse has been made that all this was a while ago, and so maybe it doesn't really apply anymore. That's not true. The most recent of these donations happened in 2019, and the first one I think was in 2015. Some people think that maybe Scott just doesn't know all the many, many negative things that are surrounding Donald Trump and why so many people don't like him. But I don't think it's ignorance either. I mean, at this point, I don't know how you can't have heard about all these things. Ultimately, it's Scott's choice, and I am okay with that. And I guess I just want to make sure that he doesn't end up getting cancelled or something over this, because I could totally see that happening if this spreads. Right now, it's just this video, which will maybe get a couple hundred views, and then it's that post, which got a couple upvotes as well. So it hasn't spread too far yet, and I hope it stays that way. I hope that The other problem is that just this man's privacy, which his personal address and stuff has been leaked before. The other issue here is privacy and making sure that he manages to keep it. He's a very private guy, it seems, and I think that that's perfectly fine, and I realize that by making this video, I'm kind of doing the opposite of keeping all this stuff private, but on the other side of the coin, you have this getting way out of control, and I don't know, I want to do my part to help against that, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing here, I have no idea. I guess in a weird way I'm just hoping things turn out alright for him. Don't get mad at someone over where they choose to spend their money, don't get mad at someone over what they may personally think, because it's really his call. It's not mine, it's not yours, and because it's not mine, I'm just gonna end the video there. Goodbye, normal content coming soon.